The Timber, a place of mystery and intrigue, a place where ghost-like whitetail deer make their home, a place where man seeks to make lifelong memories happen. You worked all summer to create the perfect habitat for these elusive whitetail. Your tree stand is in the perfect location. Your food plots are lush and green. The stage is set for a monumental encounter with the buck you've been chasing for 3 years. As the sun begins to set, the moment you have dreamed about begins to unfold. Your target buck shows himself and starts walking right towards you. Your heart begins to pound. You prepare for the perfect shot, and it happens just like you practiced. Your arrow hits its mark. The buck kicks and runs hard for the thickest timber it can find and disappears out of sight. Your mind is racing. You tell yourself it was a good shot. You're sure it was. Or was it?
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day now.
Hey guys, Dave from Timber Time Outdoors. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a subscriber, thanks for coming back. In this video, we're going to talk about two main things. Number one, I'm going to give you some real basic tips about how to be more successful in your archery hunting and recovering deer. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the buck I was blessed to harvest in late October. All right, first let's talk about preparation. What you do before the shot will have a big impact on what happens after the shot. So I want to talk about aiming point. In general, archery hunters have a tendency to aim too far back. I'm not going to go into why, there's plenty of videos about that, but I want you to remember this, the Vital V. Okay, I'm going to link a video about the Vital V. It is the best video I've ever watched when it comes to aiming point. And generally speaking, I'm just going to tell archers, you got to aim more towards that shoulder. And I know you're all probably going to make some comments now that, oh, you hit the shoulder blade. If you aim for the Vital V, you're not going to hit the shoulder blade. That shoulder blade makes a V shape and you're going to go right between it. That has been a game changer for me, is actually aiming a little more forward. And what that's going to do for you is get you into the double lung area and just give you a more high percentage chance of getting double lung. The second thing I want to talk about is broadheads. And again, I don't want this to become a broadhead video, but broadheads make a difference, okay? For whitetail deer, I would say use a mechanical and use one that is two-bladed, like that, okay? And has a wide wound channel. I know three-blade, there's all kinds of arguments about what to use. For whitetail deer, this is the best design. I'm not going to tell you this is the best broadhead, but a mechanical with a wide wound channel, 2 inches or better, is going to give you the best opportunity to bring down a whitetail. All right, let's talk about the double lung shot. Great spot. If you go in the Vital V, you're going to either get some of the heart or you're going to get double lung, and you're going to bring that animal down. There's one problem with the double lung shot that has happened to me the last 2 times. I made a double lung shot and I didn't get any kind of blood trail, maybe a speck. And so you're thinking, well, what happens? You know, everyone tells you to do the double lung shot. Well, what's happening there is the lungs are actually filling up with the blood and it's not spilling out. Now, you can have a double lung shot that sprays like a fire hose too, but I'm just saying be aware that the double lung sometimes can work against you when it comes to a blood trail. It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it, because you will bring that deer down. It just means you can have a hard time finding the deer. And then the last thing you can do preparation wise is practice. Practice scenarios. Don't just go sight in your weapon. Practice from a tree. Practice daily. Make sure you're going to hit that mark. You know, you might aim at the right spot, but if you don't hit it, you're not going to bring the deer down. So I know that sounds like, you know, stating the obvious, but so many hunters are lazy about that and they don't practice. Practice, practice, practice. All right, as you saw in the intro to this video, it's an emotional roller coaster that every hunter goes through after they make the shot. Did I hit him well? Am I going to find this deer? You know, how long should I wait? Should I get down and look at my arrow? I would say the first thing you need to do is just sit there and be quiet and think, okay? Don't get down. because if that deer is bedded close by and you bump it, you will never recover that deer. He's going to run so far away that you won't find him. So you need to sit there 45 minutes to an hour. All right. And if you get down, obviously the first thing you want to do is try to recover your arrow. Your arrow can tell you a lot. There's really 3 kinds of things that you're going to find in that arrow. Number 1 is bright red blood. That's lungs. That's a good thing. You're likely going to find it. If you have dark red blood, that's not such a good thing. You still might get the deer, but it has a tendency to be more of a muscle shot. And the third thing you can find is kind of a greasy, slimy blood, and that's a very bad thing because you got back into the intestines. The deer's going to die, but you're probably not going to find it because it's not going to die within 24 hours. So that's the first thing, is to find your arrow and kind of understand that. Then go back to your cabin, go back to your truck, pull out. If it's in the evening, come back the next day where you got some daylight. I know some of you are worried about coyotes and so forth, but it's best to give that deer some time to expire. You can see here we went back and had a pizza, even though I probably didn't need to. I heard the deer crash. But yeah, it's best to give that deer some time. Okay, 3 things that you need to have in your pack to go find a deer. Number 1, toilet paper. You probably have some toilet paper in your pack anyway for other reasons, right? But toilet paper is great because if you do find blood, you can hang that toilet paper in a tree and it's a lot easier to see from far away. It's not going to litter up the woods. Toilet paper basically just disintegrates in the next rain. But having toilet paper to mark the deer trail is key. Got to have some toilet paper in your pack, okay? The other 2 things you need are a really good light, either headlamp, some kind of floodlight. We like to use something from Primos called a blood light. Works really well. I have a little bit of color blindness. It helps out a lot, just kind of illuminating that blood on the leaves. And then the last thing you need to have, and these are kind of expensive, but I highly recommend them. It's been a game changer for us, and that is a thermal imaging device. So they make these for the hunter now. They're handheld devices. They look like a little GPS. You can see ours here. Basically, it's going to illuminate any warm thing out in the woods, whether it's a downed deer. You can see the trees really clear. It's just a great thing. It's helped me find, 3 or 4 deer in the last couple of years. So this one happens to be a Leopold. I think there's some other brands out there. I'm not promoting any particular brand. I'm just saying get a thermal imager. It will help you recover that deer, whether it's in the daytime or in the evening. All right, so just a few tips there about how to recover a deer. Again, good flashlight, toilet paper, make a good shot, aim at the right place, and get yourself a thermal imager. All right, the rest of this video is going to be me using some of those techniques on a deer that I just shot here in October. I was blessed with a beautiful 10-point buck, and hopefully you enjoy some of that footage.
What happened?
That's what happened. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was going to happen tonight, and God blessed me with a big deer. That's really good blood. Stay with us, guys. We're going to go blood trail and hopefully recovery. I shot him right here. Right there.
This is where
there's a deer right there.
Yep. And there. Yep. Tail. All right. David's got blood. Here we go.
So that's probably the first strip, and then he stopped somewhere and staggered.
Okay.
So I'd like to mark this. God dang it! I didn't bring toilet paper.
No blood.
No blood at all, guys. 1 drip. And thank God I made a good shot because he didn't go far. You see the white belly there? Ooh, it smells musky.
Oh my God.
You good, Jim? I can't really see. Ooh, yes. Oh, yes. That's a beauty.
Double lung. Yeah.
Not a giant, but biggest one I've ever shot.
What's your initial reaction, buddy?
Oh man. Oh, when I shot him, I was shaking. And it was like a TV show. Like, he came out, he was chasing does off the field. It was a brand new food plot that my brother made. And the funny thing is, I didn't help him because I was like, oh, why are you concentrating on that property? It's not very good. Anyways, so he made this food plot, and I came over here just to kind of learn the land. I was like, I wasn't expecting anything. And I actually went to a different spot, and there was no chair in the blind. I'm like, oh, I'll go over here. That's your gun spot.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah. And so I just was like, you know, sometimes you sit to learn, and that's what I was doing. And, you know, winds kind of died down, and it was overcast skies, and he came out, he chased some does off the field, and, you know, he was leaving, and I thought, well, Hail Mary pass, gave it a couple grunts on the call, and sure enough, he turned right around, he made a scrape. He came right to me, 20 yards. I mean, you couldn't miss that one. Oh God. I'll tell you what, dragging deer is harder than any fitness thing you can do. So this food plot right here was sort of a last minute thing. My brother, you know, cleared all the land this summer, had some guys come in and do it, but we didn't get it planted until, God, I think end of August maybe. Might even been in September, but anyway, he did buck forage oats. And then he came back and he sprinkled in some brassica. You know, so there's brassica sprinkled on throughout. But I'm a big fan of buck forage oats, and if you look real close, heavily browsed. Alright guys, this video is getting a little long. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, learn something, hit that like button. Send this video to your friends, and please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Alright guys, good luck in your hunting season this year. Hope your arrow hits its mark. And remember everybody, keep it in the timber.